What's good, YouTube? Y'all know who it is, your boy Flash Speaks, man. Early as hell. Early morning, man. Right after the morning prayer early. You dig what I'm saying? There to make a quick store run. But anyway, I finally watched the Philadelphia 76ers yesterday, man. I'm not a big preseason guy. I don't really do too much of that. Unless I'm like scouting players I haven't seen before. I was happy to see Kyle Lowry out there, man. A little sweatsuit on. You dig what I'm saying? Kyle Lowry, man. Just seeing him out there near and dear to my heart, man. Kyle, a guy I've been following, man, since, high school, Villanova. You know what I'm saying? But I guess really it's two players we really want to talk about, possibly three. Tyrese Maxey, we get him out the way real quick. Good to see him back in action, man. Looking good. The speed is there. The shot was there. You know what I'm saying? Playmaking wasn't too bad. I do want to see him take a lot of smarter shots this season. I felt like last year, besides the fact he got injured, I felt like he was taking a little bit of a step back because the increased role, he got that contract, then they gave him the increased role. And I think sometimes that can cause a player to think that they got to do a little bit too much. And I think that's kind of what happened to Maxey last year. I didn't like, his ball hogging at times, especially, when Paul George and Embiid weren't there. I think he felt like he had to do everything, and I didn't like that. And I didn't like the way it made his game look. It pretty much dropped all of his numbers, in terms of like, not like overall points or whatever, but his efficiency numbers, percentages, 3-point percentages, and from two, everything, mid-range. And I didn't like it because the main reason was poor shot selection, but it was good to see him out there. And, I like to think he's not going to repeat that, So that's pretty much all I got for Maxey. Joel Embiid, it was good to see him out there for sure. Got a little bit of run, did a little bit of everything, 14 points, I think about like 8 rebounds, about 7 assists, something like that on, decent minutes. Nothing too crazy. I actually like the way he played. I think going forward, if we're talking about getting through a whole season and then possibly a playoff run, if that's in the cards at all for the Sixers this year, I think he's going to play something like that. Listen, man, when it comes to Joel Embiid, very, very simple for me. All-time great player. I don't give a fuck with nobody talking about whether you like him or not, this and that, why you got all these fucking judgments and all of that. I don't really care. All-time great talent, in the NBA. Who I put in the category of the Penny Hardaways and the Grant Hills. I think when it's all said and done, unfortunately what happened was, and I'll add Bill Walton to that as well, when it's all said and done, the injuries is really what kind of like hindered him from being, I'm talking about, top 10 and stuff like that, because it hinders him from the playoff runs. Like the amount of like stress a playoff run will put on the body, I don't know if his body stands up to it. And I'm talking about in the traditional sense where you're the one we're relying on. I think he has to more so take a bit of a step back and play more of a team style game and take over at moments. What a lot of y'all don't understand, a lot of his biggest critics don't understand, and some of them be Sixers fans, real nutty, man, who don't understand that Joel Embiid is dealing with a chronic condition. Chronic meaning it's never going to go away. And this has been the case pretty much since he's been in the league almost. It's not going to go away. So the only thing he can do is manage it. Like there's no it getting cured. It can only be managed. You got to literally understand, right? His knee, in the knee, you have the knee. You have the bone, right? You got the bone that connects to the thigh. You got the thigh bone, and underneath it, you have the femur, and all of that, the lower leg. And in between, the knee is the joint. In there, in the knee, between the top and the bottom, like the femur and the fucking thigh bone, whatever. I forget the name of the joint, man. You have cartilage there, right? Yeah, you got lateral and you got meniscus. I mean, you got lateral and you have meniscus. Okay, so you got lateral and you got the inside joint, right? Joel Embiid just pretty much tore that there. But what you got to understand about meniscus, man, is that's the shock absorbers of the leg. That's the reason why when you jump up and down, you ain't in absolute excruciating pain all the time, right? God, Allah Ta'ala, what he did was he placed shock absorbers in there so that your ass ain't in excruciating pain, right? And because other than that, if there was not for these shock absorbers, you would be constantly bone on bone when you jumping. You understand? And running, it would be bone hitting bone. Just sit there, like, if you don't understand the type of pain this dude go through, just take your two knuckles and just constantly rub them against each other. And just do this for hours on end, man. Like, and just see what will happen. Your knuckles will be all tore up, man. And add to that, this guy's walking around, especially at times in his life, almost 300 damn pounds. 7'2", 280, 290, or whatever he has been. Right now, he's looking like he lost a little bit of weight, which is good. That should help relieve some of the pain. But, bruh, like, bone on bone, come on, man. And he has had, like, parts of the meniscus taken out twice, right? So, like, you could judge all you want, be one of those, you be an asshole, he ain't got no heart, all this bullshit if you want. You know what I'm saying? But that's because you ain't in the dude body, and you don't understand. I mean, that type of pain. Like, and if you just this heartless asshole, I'm paying for tickets and this and that, he got to go up there and just go through that pain because he's a millionaire and all of that. Well, man, F you, man. Like, I ain't nobody trying to please you any damn way, But unfortunately, it does make it hard. So what we hope is Paul George can summon something, maybe develop the VJ Edgecomb, who looked phenomenal yesterday. Really, really liked what I saw from him. But right now, you got it going on right now. Him and Ace Bailey. There's always going to be a comparison. It reminds me of when Brandon Graham came out. And the Eagles took Brandon Graham instead of taking Earl Thomas, the great safety who ended up going to Seattle, being part of the Legion of Boom. And he was ridiculed. People called him a bum, called him trash and all that because he was dealing with a lot of injuries early on. And not saying VJ's going to deal with injuries, but like Ace Bailey is a guy people are saying is, the better natural talent. He's 6'8", he can shoot the ball, he's versatile, all that kind of stuff. So I've seen people on Twitter call VJ Edgecomb, 6'4" project versus Ace Bailey, who's just, what do they call, transcendent player and all this other crap. You know what I mean, man? We'll see, because he had a couple of good games. He had scored like 21 in the preseason. Some game. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Well, VJ Edgecomb went out there, you know what I'm saying, and he was phenomenal. 26 points, 5 steals, you know what I'm saying, was playing some crazy defense on people. He was showing the athleticism that he got. He is the best athlete in the draft. And for me, I like him because I believe he's the perfect type of guard that you want next to Tyrese Maxey. You want a guy that doesn't need to have the ball, who's going to play, he's going to lock in on defense, takes pride in defense, gets mad when people score on him. You know what I mean? He can slash, get to the rim right now at an elite level. He can get to the rim. I like the way he was finishing yesterday. I'm not going to say he's an elite finisher yet. I got to watch a little bit more at him, but he looked damn good finishing. Got real good hang time. Plays real strong. I like what I'm seeing so far. And so I will hope that we have set, our backcourt, with the Sixers. Other guys I like Barlow. I like this kid Barlow, man. You talking about 6'8", real long arms, can play some defense. I liked him. I like the way Quentin Grimes looked. I don't know how long he'll be here. Maybe he'll 1-year rental on a prove-it deal, but I like the way he looked, man. He got a little playmaking skills. He made, I think, 4 or 5 3-pointers last night. We're going to need that, that's for sure. So I like the way that looked. The team has a potential, man, to be a rather deep team. The Sixers got potential to have that, man. I like to see, I'm glad we brought back Andre Drummond as well, because he helps on nights where Embiid is going to load manage. You got to load manage Embiid at this point. You got to do that type of stuff. The hell with, LVPs and all that. He already did that stuff. It's enough to do it one time. What Embiid needs to do, just be part of something, that could win a title. And right now, the East might be wide open, man. You got people predicting Orlando, could be the best team. And bro, you know what I'm saying? Orlando is a beatable team. Who you got? The Knicks, they're beatable. Right now, I think Jason Tatum's out for the season. That actually opens the door, for the Sixers there, with Boston. I don't know what's going on with Milwaukee. What's up with them. Who else in the East that's really a contender, man? It's really pretty much all I can think about right now. The Atlantas and all them teams, ain't nobody worried about them for the most part, So I like the way they look, and look forward to our first game against Boston coming up later in the week, on the middle of the week, and we're gonna see, man. I'm gonna talk to y'all about the Eagles probably in a couple of hours, man. I got a couple things I gotta attend to real fast, man. So I get with you. Peace out.